Taking the tantric vows. And so in one of the texts it is said that these vows are progressively higher. So what that means is the tantric vow is higher than the vow of the bodhisattvas, and higher than that is the bodhisattva vow is higher than the pratimoksha vows.
Dona chinduwa nang changsem sawa sanga sa da tenji ta nyamni chaji ben nalin de chigyu san direla ani pyo kanjing jongre da daran cheni kada ini sodar changsem sanga changmalo be dando chigriya da nyamni chayu de chi chadiore da ngaji to batinda.
And so we have the practices of the external vows of the Vinaya, the Pratimoksha vows, and then the inner vows of the Bodhisattvas, and then the secret vows of the Tantra. So this is all these three different vows or practices are done in the Nalanda tradition. So for one single individual to do this in one lifetime, I mean, this is what we also do.
Da any nyamli lalin gyawre ta de zhe any changju samdo da lo da yimi dini ma da shen yang gunji sangwa yin de zane de yang gunji ma sa tabshi cha ji yare nimi me de junde ma lo da gonggu mo zhe mi gunji shi changgu ju ju me gu lo da da samdo ji zhe 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 ge song zhe song na xin xian ni da 군지 상고야 저래야 군지 마찬가 탑시잖아 저도 무심 마속에 개봐요 그래 나지 개봐게면도 다시 다기를 먹었지 다시는 거 아직도 못 소야인다
so there's no need to
나 냠린 전에 나기 왕신이 냠린 전에 냐와를 태베이네 태고 쳐버렸어 어디 소야래 그 보자셔 그랬어 나를 좀 되게 셰시베 그들이야 특징을 주신데 지리야 아니 지수 잡아야 게 간다 태고 준비다 남때나 그게 남의 신도야 지라 나는 저지 남의 신도야 합득할도 스텝이나 다 로리에 뭐 중요지 어딘지 두절이야 아니 지수 잡아야 게 부자른 것도 쓰니 아니 대신 최소인 말에 아니 로다 깨버리 로드케니 대왕게 년줄기버리 엔 자주버지기 다 디디신 택명이 취했다는 배야 사람 저트야 줘대다 지진자매양 그 차고 랑세 다 택신이 취했송제 디 로드케니 년줄을 계속 세네 어디되기는 충분히 아니 좀데다리야디 더두스 깨르면서다 자주버지기 진짜래 이제 좀데다기 지진자매양 푸다른 게 내주 시버리스 아니 급식 택신을 로드게는 년줄을 기베이나야 디 택신이 취직다 암절 거버티게 박자샤네 라는 년줄이야 타르윤도 택신이 취 냠술라네 아니 뉴어 산지지 거버토도 용그레스네 어디는 손에 어디는 인도산에 다 간다 마 상월로다 간다 제 루루야 서서 디디 상하시 다 지리니 태고시고 산지가 말해서야 양그 학월 전도에니 상하 도시 태고디 산지베 상하 도시 태고디 아니 산지가 말했으니까 송게 너무 루루 예배 그도네 중요하래 되다다이네 요하래 레디네 디디 특징 거루 루루 송요하래 다가는 신기 아니 이 준주나래 송샤 아니 전문공부 도디잖아래 특징 거주 송야래 다가는 신기 아니 로빌랭댕기 도게 바나라 아니 특징 거주 송야래 단너 되나 무슨 되게 없으시거든 시제 가다 90주야겠다 규티 예매 상당 거로 왔다 또 상당인데 전에 아니 지리노다 특징 거주 다 조다가르샤 동리기 따와다 지게네 사람들한 디리가 상당네 제인들이 특징 거주디 단지다 간다지 람고로단디 남지 류니부터 가는 상담이나 특징 거주디가는 용되기도 와 되네야 전에네 가서 상하 거주디에 따라지 되게 없으시거든요 90주야승인데 아니 상하를 넘을 때네 어다 여야 마도 로스메티베지 다 디디토네 전에 간다 루주야세기 상하도지 되베지 냠신 나샤 루주기 상디베 걸 차샤네 기름 걸 이선자샤 조름 걸 이선자샤 아니 아리안데 조름 거 이제 자샤 아니 부르부르부르부르 미세키 하마리 다 이제 루이 청주기 이선자샤 루루장 엔데 되는 마체니 아니 그 용수 잡아지 반전 나와 잡에 아니 다 선두 저기다 내가 비타고 들으신 자야래 다 달라서 조심 먹고 가다베 자가게 뺀도 먹고지 다 상하고 저거 냠신한도 와 뒤치 긴지 쉬어줘요 라메고 거기 렉션 제도 와 내통 다른 신기니 뒤치 아니 조지 터진 디범가라 아니 별이야 팬이 람준제베나래 지상하고 저거요 야 대고지 모도보다 로버토부터 주세야기 야바 세셔 견제 가다 상황을 저 예바디 세부도가 편지 풀진 저거 그런다 저거 전세에 파고들지 니나래 지나로라 룩션도 사줘래 등아리야 주동아 도스도가 구시셔서 그러대 영어이 룩션도 사지 자들이 이두잖아요 간다 대지대되기 야가게 날는데 켜봐 전부 뒤에 상하게 무슨 이전 잡에서 무슨 이전 잡면에 상하라 봐 샤방 잡에서인데 먹고도가 내가 간다 거는 줄이야 상하도시 집에 최 냠는 제니 그런 거는 자네기 지금 냠도 면적으로도 제일 그런 남달 때네 세브샤리 자들이 이제 교감도 당 걸어주셔 교감도 단 안덕급대 인다 상하도시 택배 다 내조규다 단 내조 라미 규니부터라 마주도 무슨야 요리 다 안들디 다 라미 규체니 마주도 무슨야 되체 다데 단다 님부디 아니 전주심 송야 생명이 되나 아니 다른 신기 아니 나이 동바 송야 르는 지점지 저동 아니 주시의 본부지야로서 어쩌듯이 아니 르는 소수점지 아니 남규 탐지 주로선 송야래 남남 뭐가 이 탐지 주 어다 나서 봐 아니 어디디 르는 소수 탐지 디디 송야지리 주들라 아니 전셔도 sem기하고 튼두지 되네 아니 sem제군이 든지 다가도 뭐 멀리송선이 탐지지 저도저게 가서 저도주시 송야 디디체 어도선이 아니 쇼구데 과바데 아니 마자원을 다게 마자원을 다게 오모치 무슨 전향한다는 거였어요. 어디 되게 그것도 숨겨야래. 거기서 선수 서버고서 돼 공수체 어도스레 또 저런 이부들이지야. 또 저동 상하 가서다 가서 주선님. 지점집도 저동 주시.对吧? 아니 본부제 되네 제가 아니 르는 소수 탐지 주고 어디 뒤로 숨겨야래.
And so, having said all these things, there's no need to translate everything. Now, what we are going to go through is taking the tantric vows. So, with regard to tantric vows, it is the procedure usually is that you take the vows and then you later on study about the practices, the vows and precepts, the commitments of tantra. And with regard to the tantric vows, it is actually given within the yoga tantra and the Anuttara yoga tantra, or in other words, the last two tantras, the highest tantra and the yoga tantra. And with the tantric vows comprise of the 14 root downfalls, and then there are the 14 called precepts in relation, the general called 14 precepts, and also 8 gross infractions, and then in relation to each of the deities, the 5 Buddha families, we have in total the 19 precepts or commitments. And so the purpose of all these, keeping these vows is as it says in the end of this passage that we are going to repeat, I shall liberate those not liberated, I shall give breath to those free those not freed, liberate those not liberated, I shall relieve those without breath, and then I shall lead all beings to the sublime state of beyond suffering. And so So I think the Mongolian interpreter is translating what His Holiness has told, the story of Manjushri and one Arhat. So maybe I just try to give you a brief the story. Once there was somebody who had the special kind of inclination to the lower path, but had not so much inclination to the Mahayana path. But Manjushri gave the teaching to him, which led him to hell realm. But then one Arhat actually went to the Buddha and told about this, that if he had followed the Hinayana path, he could have become Arhat. And Buddha said, actually, Manjushri saw in the long term what would be most beneficial. So finally, the person came out of the hell realm and entered the Mahayana path and became, the Buddha said he would become enlightened quickly after that. And so please kneel on your right knee to repeat these lines. So if you are fat, bulky ones, you may sit.
So otherwise, if you are too fat to kneel down, then your whole attention will be on your knees, the pain in the knees. So this, rather than these lines and what you need to think. So I have the determination to take the tantric vows and all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, please give attention to me. I, who am called, say your name here. From now until enlightenment is achieved, shall generate this sacred, peerless Bodhi mind, just as the Buddhas of the 3 times ensured enlightenment by means of cultivating it. I shall uphold without exception the general and specific tantric vows. So you're going through the different commitments of the 5 Buddha families.
Nirishin Tudu, Jimbanamshi Dadoshi, Chanju Chembo Legend, Bemeri Gentabal, Shit and Savan tables, Tamjisu so much, near the Juchambo, Dojatum. I shall free those not freed, I shall liberate those not liberated, I shall give breath to those without breath, and I shall lead all sentient beings to the sublime state of beyond suffering. Please repeat it second time, all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Please pay attention to me, I who am called by this, from now on until this name, from now until I'm enlightenment is achieved, shall generate the second peerless body mind. Just as the Buddhas of the three times ensured enlightenment, by means of cultivating it, I shall uphold without exception the general and specific tantric vows. I shall free those not freed, liberate those not liberated, give breath to those without breath, and shall lead all sentient beings to the sublime state of beyond sorrow. So at the end of this last third repetition, when you say, I shall lead all sentient beings to the sublime state of beyond sorrow, feel convinced that you have received the complete set of tantric vows. All Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, please pay attention to me, I who am called by this name from now on until night shall generate the second peerless body mind, just as the Buddhas of the three times ensured enlightenment by means of cultivating it. I shall uphold without exception the general and specific tantric vows. The commitments in regards in connection with Akshobhya and Ratnasambhava and Amitabha, Virachana. I shall keep all the vows for the benefit of all sinners. I shall free those not freed, I shall liberate those not liberated, I shall give breath to those without breath, and I shall lead all sentient beings to the sublime state of beyond sorrow. So those tantric vows that you have taken before, if you have caused decline to them, they are now revived. And if you have taken this, the whole set of tantric vows, if you have not committed any kind of decline cause decline to your tantric vows, then they are enhanced further. And those of you who have taken this vow for the first time, you have received a complete, fresh set of set of vows of tantra. Please sit down. Feel relaxed. Now you don't have to sit up or kneel down and so forth.
야, 나도 이주구대 탐지는 저거 섬기야인다. 나도 개시부 사래. 나 뒤탄에 있는 상주고 섬다. 동의도 공부 인생이. 다 니리시도 마시고 삼던 게 있으서는 다 대한도 고소야 들린다. 야, 단테나. 아니. 상주 있음 세대야디. 다 인부 뒤는 아니. 지송도와 진주고 나래야. 아니. 지된 동에 진예버 되게 랑된 되려죠. 지된 때와 진예버 되게 샹된 되려죠. 다 저분이 되가 도스 파 사무스탄다. 녀도 상만로 아 신의 자침부 쉬우시지. 나 뒤단에 녀도 상만 용되기도. 다 샹의 직제별로 샹의 판다야로 진짜 여등의 지임에 있는 심지어 튼두수에 가보시기도. 좋아요. 서들이 이르잖아요. 다야 산지 간서 최고토는 소는 신체는 집에는 냐라 가져와 너무 빵버리디 이내 시워 쳐지고 세야로 송대야디 란진지기 차용도 등진 빵버리 등진 빵 차르디 이내 시워 쳐지고 모두 좀 어떻게야디 란진지 더동직 다 가서 답변은 당연히 남로 레벨 그돌이야 지금 현진 지금 로 숙소고 건모토부 전주선 마기바 대왕이 시워 처지고를 통하러 왔다. 봐. 다 전주선 봐. 지금 셴뱅으로 유튜브 준비이나 시버 콜을 내버진네. 아니 아사데 러시아도 두준 러서 미스는 미스 실은 참시 두버이 저행에서 주신이 송샤티 시버 콜을 내니 예배이나야 아니 류 년리기 풍부 징제 대디어 년리기 풍부 쿠르티 nende요데 similar la 년도 년아 자주벌 never 나신기 자주벌 살려베 가서 예배 나신지기 뭐냐 자네 롯데오ችን 쉬야지 디나레도가 고불로 주고 쳐줬으면 디나레 송고도가 준주나를 송고도가 자 디제샤 뭐는 자네르샤 셴벤 창주 숨세야 디 지금 마인보다 아산산데 코라 지tum으로 줄로 기베이네 뒤되네 다 기베 긴구 초그래 라 자딘이 인도산에 창주 숨세다지 뭐는 자네게 베다 랑셴 끈 팬디 버시 중에 어딘지 지기다 전주선배 집에 시르도 채용이야 어딘지 인도 창주선 그 배양하고 있습니다 아니 준주네 대송고도가 딱히 생기 동에다 양다 작업을 맞잖아 산재니 되면 주죠 코아나야 대화 매송 당연히 전에 내가도 터도 그 대화인데 동에 믿으시면 있는데 창주선 냠내 제발을 하바지겠다 냠내 제안도가 자, 디리 인도산에 개발도 뭐 로건 자와의 통하는 게 니니 팸을 6 소하래. 대대비 냠 장주성 냠내지 지기 이나 대외 경에 근세에 장주성게 따셔네. 대내 대화를 좋아할. 심시 수치 기룬 요루선에 송도가. 자, 디리 인도산에 오늘 땅 아주 밀루토 미라바든지 지금 상도스 동야 유튜브 지기다. 뒤주대 당근에 전에 장주성 거발을 하고 지기다. 냠내시야. 다 매버더리 더딘디인도 다 심지어 탐정도 사지고 봐 진내죠 터버 쇼지 터버 저냐베 로시 계셔와 에는 가면 직스 검제
practice of bodhicitta and the cultivation of bodhicitta and the understanding of emptiness, which is called the all-encompassing body-mind, yoga of body-mind. And with regard to bodhicitta, what one need to do here is to make this determination that I will make bodhicitta my sole essential practice in this life, since there is no greater practice than bodhicitta to give rise to the benefit of oneself as well as others, happiness of oneself and all others. And therefore, in short, Master Shantideva says in his Bodhisattvacharya Avatara, all suffering in the world come from selfishness, wanting only happiness for oneself, and all happiness in the world comes from wanting a well-being of others. And therefore, if we look in the world today, all the problems that we have are rooted in our self-cherishing, extreme selfishness, self-centered attitude. Whereas if you are be kind to others, help others, and be altruistic, then what you see is even animals appreciate that, and therefore you can see that happiness comes from helping others and being kind and altruistic. And with regard to the arahats, for example, although they may have reached nirvana through they have realized selflessness and so forth, the arahats of the Shravakas and particularly Buddhayanas, and still have fallen into this extreme of peace, the extreme of peace, which is one-sided extreme peace, whereas bodhisattvas, because of their bodhicitta, it is said in Bodhisattva Avatara that it is the evergreen tree, the bodhicitta is the evergreen tree that shelters all beings wandering tired on the roads of life. And therefore, physically they may be in samsara, but mentally they are like having reached liberation, and therefore feel determined to cultivate bodhicitta, and it is said that without exchanging one's own happiness with the suffering of others, then live alone, reaching Buddhahood, one will not have happiness even in this life. So please meditate on bodhicitta at this point. For the benefit of all sentient beings, think of becoming a Buddha.
Dubuninde simtini chikpet, sosupet, uzuru tepche chik samtanshabet, lotini, and Yokabu Kogoshil, Ranchen Suse, Ninge Tatalia, Yokabu Kogoshil, Yusu Sabachia.
So now this bodhicitta that you have just generated, which has focused on enlightenment, Buddhahood, for the benefit, and your aspiration is to help others as well. So imagine this bodhicitta transforming into a white light, disc of light at your heart.
Because you may be chongable, my digital may be chongable, my no senator, Sunsha, that the Loria Shawache. Tagan Shinki ship given Naria, Kana Tenji Junior, 10 round Minjuro. Channel the Son Shinki, Dick round, maybe the Tenatan, Yama, said that Sunsha, Sidia, some Jita, Tanganerisho. Take a conto that Kazakani, Loyari, Takanda. 어떤 낭시집에 현재 탐자로 전쟁은 좀 매등해. 전쟁은 좀 해봐. 패널되는 지도자네다. 얘는 예발이. 전쟁은 좀 해봐리. 근데 인도다 민국왕이 예봐. 애매진 좀 해야지. 이제 로마콤나 가고야리. 저르부치기 상동 치매 벌거지지 나로래야. 성 우매성의 장배조 규결로 정신매발의 규제 때대적과 까매장 tenzo umeluni hinushi tegamavesolo tenan ze sesondoa dan dordune ni dinan kasachu de komoro senalia ni umeda tartu kasaya dinito se sonshata digan ligihari sonada lo yurmo samdana lone samdana eni semnada sobtaleaji ta penun degendo 되는 주대버지는 민우로 선생샤 되는데다 민고왕이 여 외매기 주되네 지금 근데 인도에는 뭐니 유튜브 매 타저를 써봐지 로리야 샤대야지 연구를 봐 사진데 인도다 어디 상당 거래 말한 소리야 저 강도 강 나와이나야 명이네 나와이네 영이네 유진관에 유진이 여봐지 로리 샤인 것도데 단데 유진이 여봐지 담바이나 자나 세르고 그래 우리지 차나 소원은 시리 미국에도 추이나 녀원남지 찜이동 소원은 시리 파자주셔는 세르스도 고도 코민도가 자디데 인도잖아요 가다이니 말아서 로로 나온 시지기다 주어지 때문에도 삼바지 삼다 제제 봐 다디 예벌 삼다 뺏겨져 버려 댄징기 녀모 상매 시진으로 제정해지기 가서 라디오에 자유주에 집에 창배 민음적인 녀모디디 그 총대도 누구야 말디 내 디디 시디디 셔용이야래 아니 차당 참모디디니 댄진도 총대도 저되게야래 댄제 인도 십개배 되나서 왔나시 아니 디모 댄진도 막어서네 녀모 탐지자 텔 땜바다 텔 댄이 좋으리 센다 송식도 와 아저 가다 녀모라고 디디 텔 댄이 용댕에 녀모 차디네 어다이네 가서 중대전에 이르다부터 뒤속이야래 어딘데 인도 다 동반이 있어야 될이야 고자 모셔는 같이 오르다 녀모가 두고든 것도가 단 녀모인데 장소 모든 개미지 신도 입어 사주면 소리 참먹고니 녀모 라크면도가 자죽성 겁니 녀모 걸 커도 라크면도가 단 녀모는 커도 서도 속에디 돈이 더 냐지 못하면도가 녀모 커도 매번 속에디 나전에 배하면도 이름을 해 맞아서 선하고는 배웠습니다. 딱고 속도 성에는 동지도 걸으시. 그래서 딱 뒤마다 어느 녀모 당돌라. 용사하고 방자를 모습이지 그 다불라선 얘기입니다. 다 용을 님이 손으로 지어나 다 때문 댄지도 갑디 장에게 다 냐뭐 냐지디 다 돈이 다와야 되잖아요. 다 달아야 지 모습나야 우주적으로 주르마도 신신하셔야겠습니다. 사실 이 유저는 최초로 시도 나 가서 다 동안이 정신 사마신 찬쇼 다가 동안이 정신 수전 다 지금도 야디 난다 봐 작전 전에 나온다도 좀에 타셔리 사마지 각자 각성의 동상적 로르샤지 탑시치다 엔도스코마
Now meditate on emptiness, which means that dependent origination. Nagarjuna says whatever is dependent originated is said to be empty, and that is itself said to be designated, and that is the middle way. And there's nothing that is not dependent. Since there's nothing that is not dependent, there's nothing which is not empty. And also in the 400 verses, there's whatever is dependent and arisen has no autonomy, and all this has no autonomy. Therefore, there is no self. And therefore, meditate on emptiness, thinking that although things do appear to us to have some kind of objective, independent, concrete existence, but then that's not the way the things are. And so, with that understanding, what you see is that though things do still appear to us, but when you actually, how they appear to us is that they have some kind of independent, objective, concrete existence. But when you actually look for that kind of existence, you don't find it. Therefore, what you see is that although things do exist, they are merely designated in this way. So there's no other way than saying that things are merely designated, as the Master Tsongkhapa also says, that those who have studied the Madhyamaka text and for them saying that things do not have any intrinsic existence, while saying also that the causality is visible, may not be acceptable. But then that is what you have to direct your mind to, that things do exist by way of name. And so, although things appear to have some kind of objective existence, that they do not exist that way. And just focus your mind on that emptiness. So His Holiness was saying that we do not have a choice but to give in ourselves to emptiness, this view of emptiness, because negative emotions actually cause us more suffering and nothing else. And emptiness view counters this negative emotions. Now imagine that this understanding or insight into emptiness transforms into a white vajra, a five-spoked white vajra, standing on the white disk, moon disk that you have imagined earlier, which is the nature of bodhicitta.
semgibri da tu tane sonde da be sangma ye ga pala ya da ga da di semgib di godun jebu sanji ko ma to pala da tu namdo ya nyaba be ba sung sa ba cheche ani nga ti chen du chi. So repeat this mantra after me, making the pledge that you will keep these two practice principles of bodhicitta and the understanding of emptiness from now until you reach Buddhahood. So with this pledge, you please repeat the mantra. Om Sarva Yoga Citta. Upatayami. Upatayami. Om Sarva Yoga Citta. Om Sarva Yoga Citta. Upatayami. Om Sarva Yoga Citta. Om Sarva Yoga Citta. Upatayami. Upatayami. Da kiranzu da doji semkiba na shinchigi lama do zo tamedebe tugolai da doji da kada semnigita ngo da doji shio samdane telema rangda niba chundi kiranzu ningal ma timche da tambar chaso sabachia.
Now, just as you have imagined this white disc with the Vajra standing on it, likewise there is these two also at the heart of the Guru. So from the Guru's Vajra and the moon disc comes replicas, and they dissolve. Imagine that they come forth and dissolve into the Vajra and the moon disc at your heart, thereby stabilizing the two bodhicittas within yourself, represented by the moon and the Vajra. These are the most important elements of the initiation, and now from now on, I will just go through the ritual quickly. Please imagine that you are actually going around the deities, making circumambulation around the deities inside the mandala. At the eastern door, and imagine that you are making 3 prostrations to the deities of the mandala by touching your crown, throat, and heart. Say this: Om Nama Tehum, touch your crown with folded hands, touch your throat, Nama Mehum, Nama touch your heart, Nama Nama Hem Soha. So now next is the benefits and the warning of secrecy, or asking you to keep the pledges. You have entered the family of the older Tathagatas. I'll let the Vajra-like exalted wisdom arise within you. By means of this exalted wisdom, you'll be able to attain the accomplishments of all the Tathagatas. There's no need for other accomplishments. You should not speak to others who have not seen this mandala about it, and if you do so, your pledges will degenerate. So this is your Vajra pledge. If you speak about it with others who are not suitable, your head will split. And then next is showering the wisdom beings, just as you have imagined yourself as a Chandasik. Similar Chandasik comes forth and dissolves into you, and thereby you are blessed by this wisdom being.
간단히 영어로 뚱이 거라마도 야마리 뒤덮기니 대기 가는 전수 세대별 나온데 봐 미소르시 되네 라야 아도 뚱이 검셔별로 되니 야 전수수야 깨인다.
Now so next again here, since you have already, although you have already imagined yourself visualized yourself as Chandasik, but now bring up this understanding of emptiness, so that the appearance of Chandasik kind of subsides, and from within that emptiness you again arise into a Chandasik, one single Chandasik. So from within emptiness, you arise in great compassion and one face with 2 hands, holding a pearl rosary and blue opala.
오무시원에도 연합해서 숨어와 이마 고항 나 동백강래 로마노르네 투지성고 시차니 모두게 정원도 우벌 문부 동부즈바 이야기한 것도 쇼바 세다 잔스기다
with your right leg extended underneath your feet. Imagine right foot. Imagine a yum blue. A blue yam syllable, a blue wind mandala in the form of a bow marked with silken banners. At the sacred place arises Ram, triangular fire mandala marked with the letter G. At your heart, a yellow square earth mandala marked with home. At your throat, a bum, a white round water mandala marked with a ha. At your crown is a blue wind mandala marked with the letter yam.
최신 제네시스 세트가 동시 최신 제네 디저시 또 동안달라 상무스다 디운두자네 에니치 대외 초월로 숙청부 지바 중 상단에 야 동일의 상단에 진행된 대외 초월이 어떻게 로 잡고디마 차차차로마 친제 되네 로 차어되게 이니 동일이 앞에 제시도 매버체니 대왕기 에니 제네시기 아니 tukji 아니 교사도 저 제네시기는 구치중 아니 송잉 구치중 나바다 아니 송잉로다 투에는 사변의 창자되는 나보다 소중해 아니 라나마 팀제 아니 바고 제네시기 구송투지 전로 몰고 톡소냐 바지야.
Now, imagine, since you have imagined yourself as rising into Chenresik, Gyavagyatso, just think about Chenresik also being empty of any intrinsic existence. Thereby, what appears to your mind is that Chenresik also, within this vision of Chenresik, you see him like a magical illusion, although there's appearance, but there's no true existence. And then, from within that, you within this emptiness, by meditating on emptiness, you generate bliss, and that in turn dissolves the gross states of mind, and then you have the subtle clear light, and that in turn realizes emptiness, and your mind invokes Chenresik, and Chenresik's body, speech and mind blessings come forth to you in the form of Chenresik, his mantras, and also the symbols. So imagine that you have received the blessings of body, speech and mind of Chenresik, having invoked him through your realization of emptiness and bliss.
그냥 참을로다 긴곡을 하소래야 메도 turkiye sabache 메도 데 chebalade lome jikani bati ngochoba yonsho sabachisho.
And so as the flower is, imagine that you are throwing your flower in the mandala as someone's leading it, and may make your prayer that it may fall on the deity with whom you have the karmic link. The Buddha lineage, whichever family of Buddha you have the most connection with, imagine that this flower falls on him. Please say this mantra and throw the flower.
샬라포 다 금디 샬 미주 샤티오레 다 에바메 조르페 에바메 첩텔라 그래 남남아페 인디디 미주 샤티오레 단디샤티 쳔도 제가 찬즈 들이한다 전에서 자와 잠즈 왕슈네 ene wanggi ene kadulta mingchi dagyo rikhaye bati ming dagyo ta janso mijudo jinda mijudo.
So, since the flower fell on the eastern side of the mandala, which is related to Akshobhya in this case, since Amitabha Buddha is the chief deity in the mandala, principal deity, therefore your sacred name from this initiation of Yavagyatso is Akshobhya Vajra. Please imagine wearing the garland flower on your heads. Stick it for your forehead. Please remove your blindfold. Now imagine that you are able to now see the entire mandala structure as well as its deities inside clearly.
Then some casa Dinguk and Dame Zoe Choshilia and Controversy. Any so any Chinese Jawajazo, Yung Song Shitjava, the Muslim Jasosia.
Now, at the four doors of the mandala, imagine there are the four wrathful deities, and then around Chandrasik, Yavagyatso in the center, you imagine the four dakinis in four directions, and then in the center, Chandrasik Yavagyatso with his consort, Sanwar Yishi Kandoma, the dakini Guhya Jnana. Make offering for the next initiation.
Tao Shune Wang Guala, any Lu Taji Puan, Ma Taji Sawan, Yi Taji Shirwan, any Lunga Yisum, Rojik to Duyaki, Timasaya Wang Shiba.
And then, having entered the mandala, you receive these four initiations, which are the vows initiation for purifying your body, where the sacred initiation for purifying your speech, wisdom initiation for your purifying your mind, and then the word initiation, the fourth initiation to purify all the negativities of common to both body, speech, and mind.
Genuada, Sanji Kova, Samsung Rojibuji, Dionyadi, Nella, Lunga Yisum, so young, Mixipa, Kasuri, Tucked of Chachigi, Sangella, Lugitimataji, Magatimataji, Sound, Yitimataji. That dinner goes from Tumungi, and then Rojik to Julia, or that to send to worry. That's a check him to that. That's enough. Maintain the that's all the gender mortgage. Since the law changed, that's all the rotation nugget dodge $10. That day in the Poalia and Dodgelovin Casa Dodgelome Wanda, Dodgelovin you once Nietzsche. That's just a bit of some manner, then one wanted to make a share. She just a bit of some year, not of some manner, Dodgelome wanted to no charge, Dodgelovin you want mention. Sometime marriage. That was not too simple. That check him do. That any Dodgelove Wanlia, any Jongyatella, any Pumunga Jenny, you ever into Janet, that did Jonji, that Pumunga Numonga, what did you get that Jonji, any one National, that day, any make you Rinju, 라서의 겨진에 권에다 아니 자 종야리 다 종단들이야 아니 로마야 그거인게 살았지 완제태야 그거인게 살았지 딥집지 되네 왕고야 도스리 다른 게라 미기부 왕고야인다
So the first is the vast initiation within initiation of the disciples and the Vajra the disciples, and then the initiation of the Vajra master. So within this initiation of the disciples, you have 5 different initiations related to the 5 Buddha families, such as Akshobhya and so forth, which have to also to do with the initiations are for purifying the 5 aggregates. And so both the disciple and the objects which are used for the initiation to dissolve, transform into the deities, the specific deities that are related to it. And then the initiation substance comes back into the deity, it goes back into the initiation substance, or like water and so forth. And then the initiation deities are invoked to come forth, and they give the initiation to the disciples. So imagine you are being given the initiation by the initiation deities. So Akshobhya has to do with water initiation.
Any rakwa lubru lungsumdi ma nya la dewa chi buji ba che dewa te jian chen ne rakwa lubru lungsumdi ma cha chin en den de ta ma cha chin be lo de ge ni dong ni le zhe ji du da ma ba jian ne de 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 dong de ge ju le jie ju sa ba da cha zo de sha.
And so the nature of the nature of the initiation is that the disciples generate the bliss and emptiness, and so that is the real nature. Now that happens through the dissolution of the grosser states of mind and wind energy, through the experience of great bliss within yourself. As you are given the initiation, you feel through the power of the mantra, the substance, or and also the absorption, the meditative absorption, and all these together, the disciples generate great bliss, and this helps to dissolve the gross wind and mind, and then your mind becomes subtle and realizes emptiness. Thereby, you have this bliss of the mind of bliss and emptiness. That is the nature of initiation. Sacred wisdom, the Dakini, both abiding in the sphere of reality, the vast sky may all be auspicious for your yacht, due to the truth of the, and so similarly, this prayer is said 3 times. So, with that, imagine that you have received the water initiation. So one's body becomes filled with the nectar stream of initiation water, and one gains the nature of great bliss. Stains are purified. The access to water in the crown becomes akshobhya, and one is adorned with akshobhya on one's crown. So you have received in what initiation of Akshobhya, all the stains of aversion are purified, and so forth. Next is the Ratnasambhava head ornament or crown initiation. So again, the initiation substance and the disciples transform into Ratnasambhava. Goes after dissolving into emptiness. Right hand holding a jewel and left a bell, embracing the concert yellow Ratna Atara, who holds a carved knife and a skull cup. Sorry. The tree at the heart of from the tree at the heart of the Lama, indifferent from the principal deity, light rays go Howden, and by the wisdom beings, similar to the ones being meditated upon, and the initiation deities, Sahum Bam Ho, the wisdom beings become non-dual with you, and then you are given the initiation, the crown initiation by the crown initiation deities. Again, through this initiation, so you imagine through this initiation, a great bliss arises within you, which realizes emptiness, and it also leaves the imprint for you to attain all the major marks and the minor marks of the Buddhas, and especially the crown protrusion. And next is the Amitabha Vajra initiation related with Amitabha. So everything dissolves into emptiness, and then the Vajra and the disciples dissolve into emptiness, and from within this emptiness you again arise into Amitabha. Embracing her is consort Pandaravasin, who holds a carved knife and a skull cup. Then the three places Om are marked with Om, Ah, and Hum. Now the initiation beings are invited. And so you receive this Vajra initiation related to Amitabha, and the Vajra is touched on your forehead, throat, and crown. So with this you receive the initiation, and great bliss arises that in turn induces the wisdom realizing emptiness. So you have received the Vajra initiation of Amitabha, all the stains of attachment are purified, the aggregates of discrimination is transformed, the exalted wisdom individual investigation has become manifest. You have received the power to accomplish the attainment of Amitabha and his family. Then next is Amoga Siddhi, bell initiation. And again, the same process of dissolution into emptiness, and from within emptiness it rises into deity, Amoga Siddhi. And the actual initiation requested by the Tathagatas, initiation is conferred with the water of the vows, and it enters the crown of the deities, and the substance of initiation, they become crowned with Vajrasattva. So the bell is given to you, and you take it with your left hand, hold it in your left hand, and this symbolizes attaining that you will attain the Buddha's Brahma voice. Next is the Vairocana initiation of name initiation. There's no separate instrument or implement for this particular initiation, but you are given the secret name. So, you dissolve into emptiness. From within emptiness arises a lotus and moon disk, upon which is a broom syllable. The broom transforms into a wheel marked with broom, and then it transforms into you as Vairocana, white in color, having one face and two hands. Your right hand holds wheel and left a bell, and you are embracing your consort, Lochana, who holds a carved knife and a skull cup, and you are sitting in Vajra lotus position. On your forehead is Om, at your crown A, and at your heart Hum syllable. So from the three at your heart, at the Lama's heart, who is not different from the principal deity, later is go how to invite the wisdom beings, similar to the ones you have meditated upon, and the initiation deities, they dissolve, and you, Zahum Vam Ho. The wisdom beings become non-dual with you, the commitment beings. So imagine that the Vajra, the initiation deities are conferring this initiation upon you. And so at this point, now imagine that the initiation deities come forth in the space before you, and they utter this secret name, which has been determined earlier by throwing the flower in the mandala, which is the secret name is Akshobhya Vajra. And as they mentioned that you will become enlightened in this with this name, and you feel a great bliss within yourself, and that in turn induces wisdom realizing emptiness, and therefore you have the wisdom of emptiness and bliss, and then it also leaves imprint for you to attain the Buddha's name. Akshobhya Vajra Buddha.
Then 어머니 배 다 되자 나고 숨 방하고 세트입니다. 되는 뭐 아니 자주 전주 제벽 돌이야 아니 낭제마 중에 로만 남자 제네식스 세니 예버다 대인인가를 뭐 아니 나고지도 봐 커니 아니 나지처럼 몰고 토소냐 바체 전주자.
And so please repeat these three sets of mantras which come forth from the heart of the Guru, out of his mouth, and enters you. And so there are these three sets of mantras you would repeat after the Guru, and imagine that after repeating them, you receive all the blessings of the mantras of the deity, Jina Sagar.
Хэлний бүх төлөвлөгөө юмыг арилгаж бүх одоо яг сайн сайхан юм бүх тэлтэр эрхийг өөртөө шингээж авлаа гэж бодоод дагаад хэлээ.
Please repeat this. Om Mani Padme Hum. Duma Guhi. Harinisa. Razarshiya. Soha. Om Mani Padme Hum. Duma Guhi. Harinisa. Razarshiya Swaha. Om Mani Padme Hum. Duma Guhi. Harinisa. Razarshiya Swaha.
상의시체 되네 리시 컨트롤시체 다 디트리샤 디디 사병 소리 다 디디비체.
So these are the three the mantra of the chief deity Jinasagara and his consort, the sacred wisdom Dakini, and then the four wrathful deities, four Dakinis. Next is the initiation of conduct, the conduct initiation. The same process of dissolving into emptiness happens. And then from within emptiness, lotus in mundus arises with the home in the center. From the home, this home becomes Vajra, marked with the home, oneself and yourself, and the Vajra completely transforms into Vajra Sattva, having one face and two hands. The right hand holds a Vajra and the left bell, embracing consort Vajratopa. Vajratopa holds a carved knife and a skull cup. And then you are sitting in this Vajra position, Vajra lotus position, and your crown, throat, and heart are marked with Om, Ah, and Hum, respectively. At your heart is seated a luminous Vajrasattva, Vajra and father and mother. From now on, one should never be separated from holding the Vajra, symbol of 5 Vajra wisdoms, as the method for attaining the state of Vajrasattva. And then next is the validation of the prophecy. So here, usually the tradition is that the Lama stands on the throne to give this prophecy.
람을 림베 럼니 아니 타라에는 거 봐서 산집에 내가 디시시고 미지도 시야가 senje 중그레스 롱대버다.
And so here the Guru usually stands on the throne and gives this prophecy that you will become Buddha with this name in the future, with this Akshobhya Vajra. But today I'll be seated since I have bad knees, and therefore you'll be told that you will in the future become a Buddha by the name of Akshobhya Vajra.
Oma Guru Nigan Samundra Nama Sawatata Gata Siddhi Samayata Burbuva Sahas. That gave any Mijuda Shishave, Dishishawan Juayins, Kumsungini Jessici, Bandayan Juan, Dusokun and Namjish Chongji Chodo Shuba Yin. Oh, that digi, Tumo Dojalavan, Kaza Tumo, Dojalavan, Chubashe. That's the Tumo Dojalavan Juan.
Over the gathering of Mara. So with this, we have completed the common initiations of the Vajra disciple initiation, and next is uncommon Vajra master initiation. So you have requested to the Guru to give this uncommon Vajra master initiation.
Any Singjipa said them, Ditania, Lomanam, any Dojichan, Riktuba, Tagianda, Pombola Sobadi, Ringa Sosorova, that the Rikundu Chupa Dojichan, Kigiari, that Lovi Chokatiri in the Mavazabor show.
So now, for this, the disciples dissolve into emptiness, and then you arise into Vajradhara, sitting on a lion-supported throne. The Vajradhara is like all the Buddha lineages combined. So you have one face and two hands, the right hand holding Vajra and the left bell. Sitting in the Vajra lotus position, you embrace the consort Vajratopa, who holds a carved knife and skull cup, and you have Om, Ah and Hum at your forehead, throat and heart. So the Lama says this is the essence of all the Buddhas, the implement of Vajrasattva. You should always hold it and thus make the Vajra conduct firm. It is the hero without beginning and the great blissful Vajrasattva, who is in nature Samadabhatra, the Lord Vajratopa, who sits foremost amongst supreme Tathagatas. And so the Vajra symbolizes great bliss, and the bell symbolizes the wisdom realizing emptiness. And for these two, holding these two in the cross, holding the Vajra and the bell in your hands, and holding your hands in cross at your heart, symbolizes making them inseparable. Please repeat this. The Master says this. Samsara is by nature pure. The realization of this nature eliminates samsara. The Supreme Hero, who by nature is pure, is made a Supreme Being, Vajraganta. The sound of the bell is the sound of emptiness, of inherent existence of all phenomena. By means of recollecting emptiness, take the bell and ring it. The meditation on the great mudra of the body of the deity is the indestructible pledge mudra, the joining of the union of this pledge mudra with the concert mudra of the exalted wisdom achieves all the accomplishments. So then next is related permission to practice. First is the permission to practice enjoyments of the object of desire. This has been given. And then next is the permission to make offerings to oneself as the deity, and then the permission to practice working for the benefit of sentient beings. By seeing the inanimate and animate worlds as an illusion, work for the benefit of sentient beings. And next is applying the eye ointment or medicine. So it says, just as the king of eye doctors removes cataracts of worldly people, likewise, O child, the victorious ones, clear away the blindness of ignorance and apply the medicine, and your cataract of ignorance is removed. You have attained the wisdom eye. And next is showing the mirror. From R comes a mirror. All phenomena are like reflected images, clear and pure without contamination. Please say this. Om Savatatagata Anuragayami. So that is shooting the arrow. And then next is the permission to teach the general dharma. So from a broom comes a wheel, Om Vajrahetu Mam. Please repeat this. All phenomena have the characteristics of the sky, and space is also free of characteristics. By practice of seeing the equality of the sky, everything becomes supreme, equal, and clear. So the disciples arise in the form of great compassionate one. And then the permission to teach the specific dharma. In order to benefit all sentient beings, I will subdue the whole world by various means, and I shall turn the dharma wheel to those who belong to this family, and so forth. In order to benefit all sentient beings, I will subdue the whole world by various means, and I shall turn the karma wheel for those who belong to it. And next is the next initiation, sacred initiation. For this, we make a mandala offering first. And so please, we make a request, which I will read. So the principal deity of Mandala, with your spontaneous great compassion, you give refuge to those without refuge and protection. Please grant me protection as well. Please put on the blindfold. Still stuck in the muddy swamp of samsara, please grant refuge to me and make me the same as you, great excellent one. So you dissolve into emptiness, and from the zim comes a lotus marked with a zim. This transforms into red Amrita use, having one face in two hands, holding a lotus and a bell. The Lama, in different from the principal deity, takes a clear aspect of great compassionate one with one face and two hands. In the wisdom concert, dissolves into emptiness. From within emptiness, the red wisdom Dakini Bhagavati appears. She has one face and two hands, right hand holding Damaru and left hand the skull cup, and is adorned with the 5 mudras. The sacred place of the Father dissolves into emptiness from beyond conception, and from within this emptiness a 5-spoked Vajra rises from his home. The opening is blocked with a yellow pad. The sacred place of the concept dissolves into emptiness beyond concept, and from within this emptiness a red 8-petaled lotus arises from Ah. The opening is blocked with a yellow pad. To the sound of the bliss of absorption, the Father and Mother count. Please say this, came out the Wachambo. So with this you have received the secret initiation in the form of great bliss and emptiness, which leaves the potential to purify your speech. And next is the exalted wisdom initiation.
규디 시간로 뇌 남지 저기야래. 뇌 남지 저 거야 돼. 말한서 다대한데 내지 감중된 게 류진 들려야 아니 니 쿠베 내걸로 라벨롱스 마지 튕겨야래. 지 아니 다데네 지 야와다. 지 아니 라와. 아니 감 봐봐. This negolia, come the come sure. This negola, any the husband, lonesome charm to the achi, Yungiari. So that actually need you as a Nanjok Topki Sintuji, that's one that the actually. That thing a negotiation mayundu, that could need you as a similar, so Nanjok could do labor. That Lawada. 집에도 늦은데걸로 왜서 깨마 중국연에 뒤를 당하게 요하면도 탑시 다쳐서 감슈에 디감 어버다 아니 야 독야 너 딘데게 터네 아니 롱심 차라마 가서 락벨 롱심마 팀이야지 연구요래 왔다 다디 간다지 감슈야기 다 좋은 줄 라면 그도 다 소용요라 감 쉬우네. 감 치료도 자나? 때는 먼저 그래. 감 치료도 만사와라. 감마 업 양야 랑내야 또네. 아니 예보그 것이 매든지 것이 이 것이 제인도 자네 지성기 아니 것이 누가 체여버 대적이 아니 로차차로 되고 지성을 차로 치면 저기 아니 동일이야 니는 누야 니는 누습 철철철철도 돼야지. 영향 되지도가. 자 대신 조쳐 말에 내다는 대신 조쳐 말에 왜서 조치기야. 왜서 차야 탑을 대신 배주셔를 마도 대신 거를 주시 조 배치 말에. 다뭐 전다디 대신 현지기에 슬라비드잖아. 아니 왜서 다 충분히 유대했다. 대화치 무사지 배치 순기야. 다 되는 일이잖아. 어다 절부치 안다디 가사 전세기 천지디 우들이야 무주촌의 대신 기도에 순디된지 링면 차다니 냠저 라마 이tum 라드네 세송샤디 그 내가 들어도 왔다 그봐 어다 만져다 지기 규디 얘네 다소도 잘이야 지기 아니 융세도 야든지 콜크술이야 여대로 즉 삼바다 삼아사든지 여대로 다드네야 전에 아니 가다 따도 거다 라자타 소원한 신기 다외규 괴외규 라장규 오무니조규스 어다 디디 로단도 심바리 다고 내가 셔버치기 자나 애는 거라 양고 견제시도가 내가 마시나 다 베트 체주랑리 안 상하게 최 애는 건주무주 제인도잖아 애는 뭐는 전에게 상주를 가서 저 조직이 애니 아다 남주나 소원한 시리 지금 애니 결혼 두원 준비 애니 상wan도 시원 애니 뭐하고야 서로 제배이나 상주를 누구를 쓴 송도가 그래서 저들이 건조사들 되지 딱 공원은 전에게 예보 매대 최토야기 룽근난조기 누가 이해되봐 애니 유도 이전 참을로 그래 천이 상지기 간다 돈이 떠댕해 돈이 거와 이해되봐 다 돈이 거와 이해되봐 되기 다 유주된자 유신 척배 칠지 소원한 신기 바로도 집에 대외권에 유주소 동번이 땡여데 유신 땡여 말에 유신 대화심이 땡여 말에 된지인데 대고 바로도 집어도 투모이 땡이 유 동번이 있다고 땡을 펀니 야오 여대버지다 데이터라 아니 솔롱 냠리 야오 여대버지기 아니 각자 셈해봐 이나 아니 어떤 차게만 때네 매대지 것이 내버려지고를 마도 예보 것이 제바상에 모서치야 깎여요 말에 그래서 드리머리 다 디디만 드시지 오케미도 유샤다 어두신다 다 로마는 실내 우버 로 시사버 요즘에 자와자로 시시샤니 도시 아 용 우버로 뭔고 동군 유엔 우버로 뭔고 동군 좀 봐. 뭐 마시 주고는 중요해. 르마 점된다면 상황이 이 가지고 고도망시 차니면 이해가 모르다. 이해 두 번째 차견 내게 봐. 여기서 내면은 혼자서 뭐 어느 정도 배우고 무슨 어느 정도 어느 정도 누구가 배기 까봐. 다전에
So imagine yourself as the great compassionate Jinasagara going in union with the consorts. As you go into union from the center of your heart, what happens is the bodhicitta descends from the crown to the throat. One experiences bliss from the throat to the heart, supreme bliss. From heart to navel, special bliss. And when it descends from the navel to the tip of the jewel, the spontaneously risen bliss of exalted wisdom comes manifest. The joining of bliss and emptiness into the inseparability of bliss and emptiness is the actual exalted wisdom. So, just as you have imagined this, the essential vital drop flowing from the crown down, now you also have to bring it up from the sacred place to the navel, to the heart, and to the throat, and then to the crown as well. So this is what also is emphasized in the Sakya tradition. And so by joining the bliss and emptiness into the inseparable bliss and emptiness is the actual exalted wisdom initiation. So when it's received the Closet Wisdom initiation, the Mandala Bhagavati. Next is the fourth initiation. Please make your mandala offering here. So by the kindness of your Lotus Feet, I have received the three principal initiations. Please, out of your kindness, give the refuge of the precious fourth initiation. So this is your request. So during the third initiation, you have imagined yourself into the deity, and then your mind was absorbed in bliss and emptiness.
가와시, 동바시, 장주도 봐, 친이 타래는 동바시고 탐저 동바 왜서 천지 계배다, 가서 왜서 자제셔고, 든든디, 아니 단단단 뒤지도 쳐야 버지 용그레스, 어디, 아니 시제집어 먹어도, 아니 로베 송주레스. 시제집어 방법이라 밀고 수셔야레스, 어디 모르 제발 더 다래, 단단 집체.
나 대해서 진수 미팅으로 원시가 청와를 보시도 누가 이제 집에 바자집에 가서 대니 무슨 소를 거버로 원시 저우서 도서 공원에 이렇게 가서 채소 나 듣는데부터 가서 소주 공야기 연야가 그게다 가서 우리 그게 긴 또디 돈이 뭐야 그래 진짜 인도 되는 신 제마디 치료윤의 방법 지금 번에 대련이 셰프 전에 사게네
So with this, we have completed the four initiations of the Chenrezig Yawa Yatso.
가서 님을 되는 게 좋은 것이 다 냠내 야고 쳐거버리 죄송아 소수 규주 소소수 셔버지고 하리 소수 규주 뭐티과 아니 지금 상아 토주가는 집에 있는 야고준이야 말이 어다이네 친두와 나 창심 상아 사게 아니 어다 되게다 냠내 그 그림 맞춰가지는 냠내 쳐가야 돼 개천벌이 어다 뒤쪽소 나야 로지모 투용 직신의 소유를 투약을 용시버리.
So with this, we have come to the end of this this teaching for the Mongolian this year. And the most important thing for you to do is to practice well, which means that you have to do the practice in accordance with your level, and you should know yourself well, and not just jump to some conclusions and jump to some high practices without really having the qualifications, and otherwise it's not good. And therefore, when you do the practices, what you need to do is to follow the orderly manner of practicing the dharma, so that you will be able to become more and more adept to the teaching, the practices, and so that you can make your progress higher and higher. And then maybe we'll see next year in Mongolia itself.
Тэр дундуур ч гэсэн Монгол таарж магадгүй.
다잖아 다이나. 혼자라 담배에 저한테 뭐지? 지지 가셔야지나. 엔디 수구대 다시 로사 개점이시잖아. 그봐. 미 부셔 두서 지기치기체.
자, 먼저
this ground anointed with perfume and strewn flowers, I imagine, and adorned with the Mount Meru, the four continents, the sun and the moon. I imagine it as a Buddha filled and offer it to you. So this is a Thanksgiving mandala. Please, may all sentient beings enjoy the Pure Land. May the Venerable Lama live for a long time, steadfast, and may his enlightened deeds spread in all directions, and may the light or the lamp of the teaching of Master Tsongkhapa spread, dispel the darkness of the whole world, of all beings. In the land of snows, surrounded by snow mountains, the source of all well-being and happiness, Chandrasik, the powerful Chandrasikin person, Tenzin Gyatso, may you live until the end of samsara. In the pure realm, surrounded by the snow mountains, the source of all goodness and happiness is Tenzin Gyatso, the powerful Chandrasikin person. May you live until the end of samsara. In the pure realm, surrounded by these snow mountains, the source of all good and happiness is Chandrasik in person, Tenzin Gyatso. May you live until the end of samsara. Now this is a prayer for the flourishing of the teaching or the tradition of Master Tsongkhapa. Ningdop chenpo she se che gewe nga ju tenbe tu lo san gewe tenba gegyu. Daje thale zhe gongba namda jingmu mingba san jeba namda jen san gewe tenba gegyu chik Dun jishin yu la jerwe zun tendang tendu tendu ngowe sang lo san gewe tenba gegyu chik Jige nyamlen damba ro never jewe nye ju tada ka no san gewe tenba gegyu chik Junyan da dobe tenba lopsun nyamlen de no san gewe tenba gegyu chik Jebe shishin tu namdo rimni nenjo tengdang ten donga lomsan jeme chosu Lo san gewe tenba gegyu chik Debu tabge drobe dechen da nyamjo chobun geti nyingbu chu Lo san gewe tenba gegyu chik Namge sungme zo nyuze gunda namse le shin zo Nyamjom jenzu gyatsu todob ge Tizi tabia so de chup Temba junda nga dan jaba yim Temba gewe temba ge gyurchi Kadara Yangba, Kanshi Saba, Te Lome, Mari, Kidon, Roa, Kun, Namden, Geva, Wongbo, Ta George, Te Masumbe, Terap, Kundoyan. This is the dedication of the Lamrim. Ningje Chimbe Yerab Kyoba, Pende Terde Sevar Cheba Sho, Seje Keve, Mejun Tinlele, Leju Chamjo Lamge. Words of truth, written by His Holiness Namorat Nataya, homage to the triple gem, magnificent masters of old, and ocean of limitless good qualities, those going to place of the three times, your children and spiritual children and disciples, looking upon destitute migrants like your only child, please pay attention to my true words of sorrow. By pacifying all the unbearable dangers of sickness, weapons, famine, cause those migrators totally compelled by intolerable strong karma, stricken by the torture of sufferings, without respite to recover their breath in an ocean of happiness and joy, particularly for all the migratory beings.
Манайхан дор дороо сууж агараа. Тэ хөдөлгөөгөр дороо сууж агараа.